Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and this episode was requested by Max. And if you'd like to request an episode for me to review, plus other perks like seeing Rap Critic episodes before everyone else does, go here for more information. So let's get this out of the way.
Am I out of my head? Am I out of my mind? If you only knew the bad things I like.
As pretty much every music nerd will tell you, this song is sampling Fastballs Out of My Head.
Was I out of my head? Was I out of my mind? How could I have ever been so blind?
Now, for me personally, I'm all for sampling to a point. I think it's cool when people recontextualize a lyric or motif in order to make something new from something old. However, I kinda don't like this cheating style of sampling. You know, the type that strictly uses the choruses and riffs from songs that were super popular in their day and just happen to be in that nostalgic sweet spot for a lot of people now. The 90s did it with 70s songs, the 2000s did it with 80s songs, and now the 2010s are doing it with 90s songs. My problem with them, and especially this one, is the context that they put the sample in, though. Like with this song.
Miss Worldwide.
There's no reason why it's there, but hey, you recognized it, right? Awesome, give us money. Like, okay, what's the context for the original Fastball song?
Was I out of my head? Was I out of my mind? How could I have ever been so blind?
Well, it sounds like a guy who's trying to make a genuine, sincere apology for messing up in a relationship. Okay, so what's the MGK Camila Cabello version about?
Am I out of my head? Am I out of my mind? If you only knew the bad things I like.
So, they took a song that was trying to say, oh my god, I must have been out of my mind to have treated you so badly, and made this version which is saying, oh my god, I must be out of my mind for all the kinky sex I want to have with you. Really? Aside from the fact that mind doesn't rhyme with like, so you can already tell they were reaching for ideas, you hear how this version doesn't reword the how could I have ever been so blind part and just reworks the bad things lyric, because they obviously had no idea how to work it in the first lyric to make it fit with the vaguely alluded kinky sex rewrite they were going for? I'm sorry, it's just there's good writing that uses sexual allusions sparingly, and then there's just pussyfooting around because they want to be sexy but not too upfront about it so you can get radio play, tee. I'm surprised this isn't soundtracking some movie about abusive relationships being treated like it's cute, like Suicide Squad or 50 Shades of Grey. And it's not to say that the BDSM thing is automatically abusive. I know that, but see, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too, in a way that I just personally think is kind of annoying and mildly exploitative. I mean, if you're gonna turn a song that sounded like a sincere apology for being abusive or mean into a song that's literally doing the opposite, reveling in how she enjoys the pain inflicted in a relationship, at least have the balls to go all out with it. Because think about it, they could have gone full tilt with the whole kinky sex angle. Hell, you have an original chorus that uses the word head in the first line. You couldn't think of a way to make that sexual? There's also a line in the original about being blind. You can twist that into a blindfold thing, or maybe being binded or something, you know, tied up. That's the thing that people like, right? Okay, maybe that wouldn't work, but my point is, it's deliberately using strictly ambiguous phrases in order to have a cutesy cross-reference for kinky sex and being in a shitty relationship. And I know what you're thinking, maybe it's not about an abusive relationship, maybe it really is just strictly about the kinky stuff they do in bed. Yeah, see, that'd be all well and good if it weren't for this first lyric.
Nothing's that bad, if it feels good, so you come back, like I knew you would.
See, that line is a strong indicator that something must be wrong with the relationship. I mean, sure, you could interpret it as her getting into kinky sex, but then wanting to back out because she feels ashamed, but then she just can't resist how good it feels, so she goes back to him. But could also very easily be interpreted as the patterns of an abuse victim going back to their abuser because of misplaced emotional obligations. I don't know, it just feels like they're exploiting that ambiguity without really, like, giving us that picture.
Enjoy my drug, breathe you into my face, no.
Also a your love is my drug illusion, because we're still doing that apparently.
I got what you dream about, nail scratching my back tat, eyes closed when you scream out, while my teeth sinking those lips, while your body's giving me life, and you suffocating my kiss.
You know, other than the first lyric, he does seem to keep the violent imagery to a strictly sexual context. So I guess that helps. I don't know, maybe this is a case where I am reading too much into this. Although I think it's funny that a guy could literally name himself after Machine Gun and rap about brutal BDSM and still get a huge hit with the teeny bopper crowd. Although, I mean, I'm sure we all know why. Yeah, he's a bad boy, but about as physically menacing as the guy in that Beastly movie that came out a few years ago. I mean, how could Vanessa Hudgens possibly see the beauty in this horribly deformed butterface, am I right, ladies? I mean, just look at him. He has tattoos. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but just look at this poster's title. Love is never ugly. and neither are the people cast in these movies. But I bring that up to say it kind of feels like the same dynamic. He's a relatable, inoffensive art school bad boy. Skinny, blonde-haired, blue-eyed white dude. I mean, let's be real. Uncle Murda could not make a song about leaving scars on his girlfriend and connect with the Tiger Beat crowd.
I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body so I can take you wherever.
You know, I want to call this out as creepy, but the more I think about it, maybe I really am just being overly cautious. Also, can I just say I hate it when people cut off their verses halfway through in order to do a sing-along bridge before the chorus? Like, you know, when you're listening to the second verse of a rap song and you realize they're just repeating the second half of the first verse again? It always struck me as a lazy tactic to fill up space instead of having to write new lyrics. Going back to the topic though, you know, it's not on them to give you answers to tell you what's best. They're not making instructional videos or anything. It's on them to make music that you can feel. And if that's what some people feel, then I guess good for them. Ultimately, I just advocate for people out there in their own lives to delineate the difference between a healthy relationship that incorporates S&M as a sexual fantasy and an unhealthy relationship for which S&M is just an excuse to reinforce a pre-existing toxic relationship. But in this instance, it just sounds like, hey, they have their weird kinky thing and they like it and they find their own romantic meaning in it. I mean, I personally think leaving scars on people you love is kind of fucked up, but hey, some people just like intense pain like that. So Rap Critic says, hit your lover with a paddle. Just make sure it's something they really want to do first.
Relationship advice with Rap Critic.
But overall, I give this a 3 out of 5. It's not too offensive, although it feels like it's to its detriment, honestly. It feels like they never give us enough hard edge to justify the dominating character that MGK is going for. I don't even think they use any curse words in this song. So yeah, it's cheesy music for the Hot Topic crowd, but it's not hurting anybody, and it's not overly stupid or mean-spirited or anything, so it gets a good enough pass, which is probably what the type of radio fluff is going for anyway, so yay for them. Well, I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song.